Welcome to Game Misconduct. I'm CT here with Dory.
Hello.
Don't forget to follow us on social media. Game is with a Z Conduct. Thank you for coming back and joining us after our hiatus over the holiday. Hope you had a great and safe holiday with your family. And now we kind of look at the NHL and the Lightning from it's not really halfway through the season. It's more of the Christmas break is kind of when you get to see the
Yeah.
identity of your team that you follow
Yeah.
and can
I
kind of,
always I always consider it the second half when the outdoor games take place.
there you go. So
And I'm like, Winter Classic stuff, that's it, second half.
there you go. So, looking at the last 7 home games that the Lightning have, they've won all 7, which is huge. And I think what's their record at home?
This season they're 15-4-1.
Pretty darn good. I'll take it. Last week,
Yeah.
however, not so good. They dropped 2 of the 3 games on the road against teams. But they were without Victor Hedman in Winnipeg on Friday night because he was with his wife for the birth of their second child. And all reports show that he will be in the lineup tonight against Columbus. So
Another baby.
another Hedman baby, and they're adorable.
Mhm.
And also their video special on the Tampa Bay Lightning website featuring Victor Hedman was out last Friday as well. So it all
Yeah.
kind of coincided nicely.
Yeah. And
Um,
of course we'd be remiss not to say, because I said it before the break. Go and figure out how they did this. I don't know, but they lost to Minnesota. In Minnesota.
yeah.
Huh. What a shock. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they just don't play well in Minnesota. It's really interesting. I would love to know their all-time record in Minnesota, but I don't think it's good. I can't remember the last time they've won there. I know they've beaten the Wild at home last season. I believe they beat the Wild at home, but I don't know. It's very peculiar. It used to be Nashville, remember? When it was like
Yeah.
they just couldn't win in Nashville. Now they've been fine. But it's still Minnesota. It doesn't matter if Minnesota is the worst team in the NHL or I don't know what it is. I just find it comical at this point.
Yeah, it's pretty comical. I'm just glad they're not in our division.
Yeah,
Could you
well,
imagine that?
not even in the same conference, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Um, but I've always wondered if by some miracle of God, Minnesota makes it to the Stanley Cup final, and so do the Lightning. I've always been like, huh, wonder what would happen. I wonder if that would be like that would break the curse. I don't know if it's a curse, but it's odd.
I don't know, but
Weird.
yeah. So Victor Hedman back tonight against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Check out his bolts beginning at tampabaylightning.com. Also from last week, Nikita Kucherov named to the 2023 All-Star team.
Yep.
That's exciting. And that's in
Yeah. So
South
voting will
Florida.
be yep, and voting will be open for the rest of the players. I People were really confused about this, and I'm like, am I crazy? Like, isn't this how they've been doing it for a while? Where like they name one and then you vote in the rest.
Yeah,
So just start voting. If you're mad,
right.
why you have to be mad? It's only a game.
It's only a game. And actually one of the people we talk about a little bit on our show is John Tortorella, and the press in Philadelphia asked him, basically it was, what do you think about Kevin Hayes being voted to the All-Star team? And he's like, I don't really care about the All-Star game. It doesn't matter to me. So,
It's going swimmingly in Philly, I see.
it sounds like it's going swimmingly, which it'll be interesting. So, but they're not having the greatest of years, I don't believe. So, all right, let's talk about what is coming up in their schedule. We have, like we said, Columbus tonight at home, Vancouver at home, 7 o'clock on Thursday, away for a week where they go to St. Louis, Seattle, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Calgary. So that whole West Coast,
Mhm.
Pacific Northwest trip. Back home the week of the 23rd for 3 games, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, where Minnesota back. So we'll see. Boston, who is having a very good
Oh,
season,
Don't
and
even
the
get me
LA
started
Kings
on
round out
Boston.
that week. So
Yeah.
lots to take in.
Yeah, Boston's really irritating me. But I mean, they usually do, but their goaltender is playing so well. So well. So if people aren't aware of because I know you just want to not think about the Boston Bruins. I don't want to think about them either.
No.
They have zero, okay? I'm sorry, four total losses in regulation this season, and then four overtime losses. Four
Wow.
losses in regulation.
Wow. That's not a lot at all.
No,
Yeah.
no. In 40 games played with four losses in regulation, four overtime. So they still got the 4 points for those. I mean, they are just I don't want to say running away with the Atlantic Division. But I mean, there's 11 points that separate the Bruins from Toronto at number 2. Let's just leave it at that. So a lightning win would be big.
Yeah. And so we'll talk more about that matchup next week as we recap this week. Dory, anything else that you want to go over before we wrap up the first podcast episode of 2023? Holy heck.
No, just the Columbus game obviously on paper should be an easy one. We'll see if it actually is.
And where are we right now in the standings?
Third in the
Third
Atlantic.
in the Atlantic.
Yeah.
Behind
Third in the Atlantic, and I want to say fifth overall in the East.
Okay. That's a good place to be at the
Ish.
almost halfway point of the year. So
Yeah.
it feels good to be there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. It was a quick episode as we kick off the 2023 part of the season. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a review, and hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. And we will catch you next time.